have the question of where should we be looking for our SaaS ideas or what should we be making. And so this presentation is to help get you on the track of what product you should be building and kind of what feature is the starting feature you want to build out. So where do you find your next SaaS idea? Well, the best place is going to be to scratching your own itch. So the thing is, and the best businesses that have came about have been businesses where the founder themselves have solved their own problem. So this is to say that look at your current problems and see what it is that if you had a product out or if there was a product out right now that could solve that problem, what would that be? So, what is it that you're struggling with? Is it getting leads for your business? Is it an app for finding new jiu-jitsu gyms nearby? A boilerplate to get started faster with product development? These are questions that we should be asking ourselves. Not necessarily these ones in particular. These are kind of just ideas to give you to kind of spark a framework of thinking about what questions you should be asking yourself when it comes to what type of product you want to build. Um, Other ideas are a better way to curate saved content from social media, a community specifically for the hobbies you love, a unified CRM and business system for freelance developers. So, like I said earlier, the best businesses come from the founders solving their own problem. And this thinking isn't just limited to building software products. In general, that's probably like the business thesis itself, and it really applies to all businesses. So, like I said, it goes for any business you want to start. So, take some time to think about it. What is it right now that you're struggling with that, like I said, if there was a product out there that could solve your pain point, what would it be? And so, what are pain points that if there was a product out there, would you solve my pain point? If you can't think of nothing, then you ain't got enough problems in your life. Um, that's just, I mean, we all have problems. And so to think that there isn't a problem in your life right now that can't be solved is kind of ludicrous because there's always something that can be iterated, that can be improved, that can be gained through solving. And that's essentially the idea of business is that business itself is an exchange of value. And all it is like, here's a problem, the business itself is the solution, the thing that you make, the thing that happens in between is the value exchange. So it's like think about this. Like if you're trying to lose weight, like a personal trainer is probably like the person you should go to, right? Like same thing with like plumbing. Oh, I have a leak in my sink. Like that's why there's plumbers. So again, just kind of think about what it is that and again, we're going more specifically with software. And so we want to think like what is it that right now are there things that we could be automating in our daily tasks that would make it easier for us, that would save us time, save us headaches? Is there some sort of marketing system that we could build out that would get us more leads? Is there a way to edit videos in a manner that makes the videos themselves have a better hook that are more catchier and have more value in terms of content that would get us more leads for our business? Again, those are just things to think about as you're trying to figure out what kind of product you want to build. And another thing is look at the hobbies that you have in the communities around those hobbies. So, one thing that I found is that for me, I found that like okay, so an example is jujitsu is a hobby of mine. Um, and something that I have found is that when I'm traveling to different places, it becomes kind of difficult to find a good gym to train at. And so The problem there is the difficulty of finding a reputable gym to train at. The solution can be an app that provides me with a list of gyms within a given radius that are good qualified gyms to train at based off different metrics that were set in by the developer or the person who made the product. So again, when looking at the problems within a community or in the hobbies, in the community hobbies, what is like some common pain points that everybody's feeling? So pain points equal solutions to address. Solutions to address equal value propositions. And then value propositions equal businesses to create. So think about that. We'll go back. Look, pain points equals solutions to address. Solutions to address equals value proposition. Value proposition equals business to create. There you go. You've created a business by addressing pain points that people are feeling with solutions that you can address. Now that we have a solution to create, how do we validate it? Well, crazy idea, go talk to people in real life and online. So, this goes back to what I was saying with communities and looking at the hobbies you have and the communities that are built around the hobbies. Talk to these people in these communities, go out in real life and talk to people and just ask them like, hey, what is it that if this was a, like what is it that you're facing in a day-to-day basis that you wish could be solved? That is something that you could be doing. And that just helps you get market research. That helps you get feedback on what people really want. Because again, we want to spend our time building the right features so that when we do go to launch, we'll have something that people are willing to pay for because it solves a pain point. So this will give you quicker feedback on the core features to build out. The solution you're creating is one that's solving your own pain. See if others are experiencing the same thing. So again, normally, if you're facing a problem of your own, there's likely a chance that someone else is feeling that same way, and therefore that is a good indication of a solution to be built and a business to be created from that. So again, by talking to others, not only do you get the right features to make, you inform others that something is coming to help them as well. So this also helps with um, marketing, which is just to be known of. So the existence that something exists, so therefore someone can buy. Because if someone doesn't know that it exists, then how are they going to buy? So a few other ways to validate an idea is Google search. So look around the internet to see if other companies address the same problem. If you find that there's a solution out there, that's a good indicator. That means that there's a market for it and shares of business that you can get. You can also use software review websites like G2.com, Capterra, and Clutch.co. These are like a few out of many that are available online that allow you to look at reviews of popular softwares or services, whether that be like web agencies or design agencies. And it gives you a good gauge on the market as to what people are liking, what people are kind of disliking. Also, like the top product within a category. So that could also help you look at what micro features you could build off within a bigger SaaS. So say like, here's an idea, like if there's a huge amount of people that are using Notion and Notion templates are a big thing as well. But what isn't so much talked about or seen is Notion automation. So being able to have a Zapier like feature, but within the Notion ecosystem itself. That's like, again, an idea that stemmed from being in a specific community and looking at how those people within that community interacted. So this helps you give a ballpark on what is and is not working with the services and products offered by other companies. So if you're saying, well, someone else is doing it, why should I? I think you're kind of missing the point of business. which is competition is good for business. It's a literal fundamental of it. Like the more competition that there is, that means the more that each business themselves have to level up, which therefore leads to a better customer experience and quality of service to the customer. Because at the end of the day, the best businesses are going to be the ones who do the service like better. Like at the end of the day, the ones that serve the customer the best will win. And just think about it. If competition wasn't the case, then why do we have so many burger joints? Why is there so many uh, different variations of like a Thai food? Or why is there so many Mexican restaurants? Or why is there um, like why is there a bunch of different stores selling women clothing? Like what, you know? So again, don't feel as though you're not going to be able to achieve it because somebody else is already doing it. Think as though like someone else is doing it, therefore I could do it because I can provide just as good a service, if not better, to the marketplace. And nowadays it's the fact that people are really buying from people. So like if you're a good person with like an online brand or online personal brand and you have your own and you're kind of just out there and you have your own audience, like people will buy from you because they're invested in you. So that's like it was way different back then in terms of business like 20, 30 years ago. Nowadays business is so much more different because of the internet and because of just how online businesses operate and just the way we use the internet today. And then this goes back to just saying, just because there's so many different forms and variations of a single solution doesn't necessarily mean that you shouldn't go and try and provide a better solution to that problem. So again, the ones that better serve the customers gain more market share. So you have your idea, plus you know how to validate it. Now it's time to build. And this for us software developers means just use what you know. Don't really take the time to go and learn something new, like a new programming language, or unless it really requires it. But again, you're adding more time that it's going to take to get the product out to market, and really that money loves speed. So use the existing tech stack, and start cranking out the product because by doing that, you'll be able to get that real rough product out, and then that will lead to the next iteration, which then leads to a better version of the product, and then that feedback loop of build, get it out to the customers, get feedback, iterate, build, get it out to the customers, and again and again. So again, the quicker you can get something out, the faster you can get to the next iteration. Oh, and I guess that's it. I thought it would have a little more than that, but again, really, it's you want to build. You want to, and I guess I can just go on more of a tangent, but you really want to build. You want to get your idea, see that there's people who are willing to pay for it, and then just get that product out there and into their hands because that's really when you're going to be making the most um that's like when the most feedback will happen is once the product is out. Like it's no use having this product idea be stored in your head, right? It's better that it's out in the marketplace, that people are using it, whether people are going to like it or not. I mean, actually, like if people don't like it, that means that there's things that we can fix to make it so next time people will like it. And again, just getting into that feedback loop of trying to get that product out and get it so that eventually it will become something that is sustainable on its own and build out a real business that you can then get money from. Um, so that's all that I got, and I'll probably will add more to that and review it. So, but for now, I'm gonna end the stream and appreciate it.